and welcome to the 2017 Westerner Days Parade. I'm your host, Chloe Hopfner, and today I am joined by local Westerner expert, Dianne Finstad. So glad to have you on board today.
Well, thanks, Chloe. Always great to be here. And you know, this is a big day. Being on the board of directors for the Red Deer Westerner, we're working on Westerner things all year long, but this is really the crowning moment. So on behalf of the board and the staff, and of course the many volunteers who come out this time of the year, we're excited to see everyone coming together in celebration, and no better way to kick it off than with a parade.
And we are celebrating 126 years of Westerner Days. Of course, we've got the food, the entertainment, of course, livestock events all lined up. But to kick things off, the parade. What can people look forward to today?
Well, you mentioned our 126th anniversary. It's actually the 150th anniversary of Canada. So that'll be a theme, I think, that we're seeing throughout the parade. But I always look forward to things like we've got a 20-horse hitch, we've got a 30-seat bike, we've got lots of horses and 3 bands, and you know, just to seeing all the decorated cars. And I have as much fun seeing the kids we see lining the streets enjoying everything as well. So always fun to be in part of a parade.
It sounds great. Let's get to the action.
So of course we have to kick off the parade with the RCMP, but not only do we have the RCMP car, we've got a marching unit and we've got them on horseback all in their red serge, and that's certainly part of our history of Canada. They helped settle the West and keep law and order, and great to see them all out today in their finest.
There's nothing that speaks to Canada 150 quite like this display and this march for sure. And of course, we shouldn't forget about the street sweepers. Very important to keep that parade moving safely and cleanly, I guess one might say.
You know, and that's one of the things people always say about Red Deer is that it is a clean city, and that's partly because we have great street sweepers. But I think they'll be busy later on, well, you know, when we have more horses coming through.
100%.
We can hear those tunes in the distance, and you know, Chloe, it just wouldn't be a Red Deer Westerner Parade without our very own Red Deer Royals, 85 members strong. They do a great job of representing us around the world.
Absolutely, there is something to be said for those flag dancers. They are giving it their all, and even they have maple leaves on their flags, sticking in tune with that theme of Canada 150. Beautiful, beautiful display they've got for us, and I'm sure we're going to see quite the experience. Let's take a listen.
Sure gets your toes a tapping, and just a great way for young people to both enjoy music and, of course, you know, seeing the sights along the way, and great to see.
It's the perfect kickoff to the Westerner Days Parade. Of course, everyone's got their cowboy gear on, cowboy hats, cowboy boots all over, and a great float. Everyone's looking forward to 2019, the Canada Winter Games coming to Red Deer. A lot of work has been done already, and there's a ton more to go, I'm sure.
Anytime I drive by that Gary W. Harris great center coming up, we know what an impact that's going to have on our community. And you know, Ron McLean and Carrie McLean, of course, are being spokesmen for it, and it's just going to be a real great thing for our community. So look at their float. The excitement's already building, even though it's you know, just a couple of years away. I'm sure those 2 years as they line up volunteers and get things organized will go by very quickly.
They are saying this is our moment, and I'm certain that it very well will be.
Well, here we have in a horse-drawn wagon our very own Westerner Park Board of Directors. We've got our Chair Damien Sapasaki and all of our directors that are on hand. And again, they do work throughout the year to make this a great place to celebrate and to enjoy.
Can't help but notice Sean McIntyre on the back of the float giving us the biggest smile he possibly can, Mayor of Sylvan Lake, and Red Deer City Council following them up. Look at that display, red and white as far as you can see, and it looks like we've got a cameo on our hands.
Oh, typical Lawrence to do a photo bomb for us.
And we can't help but mention Mayor Terravere not only showing off the red and white, but also a little bit of plaid, which is great to see.
Beautiful team of Belgians pulling that bit buggy with all of our Red Deer city councillors and of course our Westerner wagon as well. Ben Antefeif, our general manager, was on top of that in that wagon as well, so he's got a busy week ahead of him. Well, here we go with a bunch of decorated cars and some of our government representatives, led off by our MP, Earl Dreeshen, wife Judy in the wagon as well. Does a great job of representing Red Deer Mountain View.
Absolutely. And then we have Blaine Calkins, Member of Parliament for Red Deer and Lacombe, looking sharp with the cowboy hat on, and that's a pretty slick ride he's got as well.
Yeah. And then from the Alberta Party, we have Greg Clark, who is the MLA for Calgary Elbow and the leader of the Alberta Party. And wow, that is quite a unit as well.
Following that, we have MLA Kim Schreiner for Red Deer North. She's got her Western gear on and she's looking great in the back of a Mustang.
Boy, lots of hours go into shining those wheel wells and everything up for a great day at the parade. We appreciate all the effort that these members of Parliament put in and members of MLAs put in throughout the year. Here's Barb Miller, our MLA for Red Deer South and our Alberta NDP caucus with bales of hay and looking very Western themselves.
Absolutely. Look at those orange balloons looking fantastic. And they are pumping the music. Wow.
Of course, the big time on the political front in Alberta with the Wild Rose and the Conservatives talking about unity. We've got some MLAs here. Again, we've got Don McIntyre, our Innisfell Sylvan Lake MLA, Ron Orr as well from Lacombe Ponoka.
Are you having fun, folks?
And there's Brian Jean, our Wild Rose leader.
A great time, a great parade.
Crossing right behind us.
He's been everywhere. He's been up and down the road and certainly very visible in his leadership.
Next up, we have tiny little bus, Red Deer Public Schools. I always think that's what a unique idea to change a smart car into something else. It looks great.
It is painted like a school bus. Representing the Legion, look at this old classic car. Now, if I knew anything about cars, I could tell you what year that's got to be back in 1940s or 50s with the big Ford Fairlane, is that it?
They look pretty comfortable in that
Yes.
ride. They look like they're having a great time. Followed up by Citizen of the Year, Gloria Beck.
Only appropriate that we have some flowers there. Of course, Gloria with Parkland Nurseries, great place to visit. And guess who her chauffeur is?
Who?
Our former mayor, Morris Flewelling.
Oh, there he is. You can see him. The Rotary Club has a lot of nice vehicles, followed by the president, Ray Rogers. And then our exchange student, who also is a junior reporter, Cassie Simone. She is headed to Belgium this fall. We wish her the best, and we will be hearing more from her throughout our coverage of the Westerner Days Parade. Great to see it.
Couple of Porsches. I wonder where they lined those up. Nice rides, that's for sure.
And we are in the presence of royalty, the Miss Teen Central Alberta 2017 Scotia Mackenzie. How exciting.
Laybon Homes and Westerner Campground, of course, reminding people to enjoy barbecuing. And this is our Play Safe War Amps float.
What a float. That is fantastic. We've got a lot going on. Mean Machines is their theme.
Thinking about safety. Spot the danger, play safe, drive safe.
Now here's unique. That's probably the smallest vehicle you'll find on their lot. RV there yet. That is an adorable little rig they've got set up.
Yeah, a Japanese wagon, they call it. Oh, look at these Belgians out here. This is the Doubletree Village Museum. Out Spruce View Way, they've got Mayor Jim Wood in there. They've got our Red Deer County representatives, Don Church, Jean Boda, Christine Moore, Connie Hilsman, Philip Massier and Richard Lorenz, that's our Red Deer County representatives, and what a great wagon representing the Doubletree Village Museum.
Here we have the Red Deer and District Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, and what a beautiful rig they have lined up as well. I see Rick Moore, he's giving us the wave. How's it going?
We've also got our chamber president, Bradley Williams. We've got the vice chair, Mindy Ganson, and as you mentioned, Rick Moore and all of our chamber representatives. So,
okay,
great
hold
to see
the phone. We've got some tiny horses. That is adorable, and they have gone above and beyond for the Canada Day 150 theme. They even have red and white in their tails. That is absolutely adorable.
They are well decorated. Some more of our Canada 150 theme. We've got some mounted riders and some beautiful horses.
And one not so mounted rider in the middle.
That is just a young little foal. Isn't that cute?
Look at the tattoo on those ones. Maple leaves, that looks absolutely fantastic. Have a look at Red Deer Minor Football. They're a community-based program, and their goal is to provide the opportunity for young boys and girls to enjoy the game of football. They provide each player with protective equipment required to learn the game in a safe, encouraging, and structured environment. And they came to play. Look at them in full gear. This looks fantastic.
Of course, Adam football ages 7 to 10, Pee Wee's 11 to 12. It really gets them well grounded in the game as they work their way up. All right, well, we saw Brian Jean. It's only appropriate that we now meet Jason Kenny with the Unite Alberta campaign underway. Here he is again.
Now there is a classic. Take a look at this fire engine. It is looking great, and it looks like the kids in the back are having just as much fun as the kids watching the parade.
We're so pleased to have representatives from many of our communities in the area. City of Ledoux is paying a tribute to our True North Strong and Free, looking at Canadian inventions. Insulin, the zipper, prosthetic hand, walkie-talkie, all things made in Canada, and Ledoux, proud to be Canadian.
Absolutely. I didn't even know the zipper was invented in Canada.
Red Deer Express with one of our decorated cars, local to the extreme, they're telling us.
I think the stores are going to be all sold out of pom-poms by the time this parade is said and done with. That is quite the display.
Bad dog. Well, look at that. Vehicle decorated in the Canada 150 theme. Bulldog driver training.
Not afraid to toot his own horn there. It looks
literally,
great.
yeah, you
absolutely. And how can we forget everyone's favorite grilled cheese truck? It's Cheddar Heads, and they've got their mascot on display. He's got all the kids excited, and I'm sure everyone's looking forward to having a few tasty snacks while down at the Westerner grounds.
Yes, and our Grub Hub, of course, lots of vendors there, both local and, of course, ones that travel with the fair. 29 different food vendors, so be sure to bring your appetite when you come down to Westerner Days.
And have a look at that little barber shop in the back. That dog's got a pretty sweet haircut, if you ask me.
So here's a commercial float that has won the Grand Award, and that award presented by eTech Office Supplies. And our commercial float, look at this one. Oh, this is the Princess and Cinderella's carriage. And look at the greenery on that. This is from Bluegrass Sod Farm. And boy, I bet you they've been growing these things for a long time. Isn't that gorgeous?
Talk about taking it to the next level. This is something else that I don't think I've ever seen at a parade before. And wow, they certainly do look like royalty out there. They look like true princesses. This is fantastic.
Cinderella, she's even got a charming driver there. And look at the greenery. Truly a garden float. What a wonderful float for a Bluegrass Sod Farm.
Now, Diane, earlier we were mentioning how Westerner Days is celebrating the 126th anniversary, but we are also celebrating Canada's 150. When I saw those numbers, I had one question. How is this even possible? Can you please explain the math on that? They're pretty close together.
That's right. Well, as the West was settled, many of the early pioneers, were anxious to improve their farming methods, to improve the livestock out here. And so a fair where they brought their livestock to town and had shows, that was one of the early social events of the year. And that's where people gathered, the community gathered. And that's still what we do. And it's a heritage that we're very proud of. And Red Deer was early days, that was a very important thing, and it remains that to this day. And so it's a heritage we're proud of.
Absolutely. No matter how far you roam from home, everyone likes to come back to Red Deer for the Westerner Days. Here we have the Red Deer Titans Rugby Football Club, and look at the maneuvers they're working on. Let's head up to the Stantec view to get a nice wide shot of this awesome activities. Now we have to thank Stantec for the view on the balcony. What an awesome shot to get of the beautiful Westerner Days Parade. Now Stantec does have an event coming up next month on August 19th at City Hall Park from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. They've got a 4-hour, 3rd annual Central Alberta Yogathon. The registration includes a gift, 4 hours of yoga by certified local yoga teachers, and refreshments. But the best part? It's all going to a great cause, and they're supporting the Smiles Through Lindsay Foundation. This event's motto is bringing community together and raising awareness for mental illness through the healing power of yoga. So if you want to check out the Central Alberta Yogathon, you can head to the information on your screen and sign yourself up for 4 hours of yoga here at City Hall Park.
Aren't these bikes great? These are the pedal pushers.
The big bikes, they look great.
We've got RBC crew on one, we've got phone experts on the other. That has to be a lot of fun. I think that's a little less exercise than what the Red Deer Titans are doing.
And here we have our the Red Deer Gymnastics Club looking fantastic. They've got their gloves on to show off their cartwheels on this tough pavement. Look at them go, they are not afraid. Back flips, front flips, cartwheels, it looks fantastic.
Oh, to be so young and limber. And of course, they've done great with their athletes, and really excellent for young people to get involved in something like gymnastics. And look at them backflip. Oh, there's some tartan. You were talking about tartan earlier. Here we are, Scottish Dance Club. And Bauer Place. That's a horse with a shopping bag.
Absolutely.
And a wagon.
They unofficially kicked things off last weekend with the pancake breakfast, and I hear it was absolutely packed. And there's tons more pancake breakfasts throughout the week to look forward to.
No excuse for going hungry this week.
Hey, here's some live music. That is fantastic. The Red Deer Regional Health Foundation, they have come up in spades. Red as far as you can see. This is fantastic.
And I made it down south from 17 house. Picked me a bouquet of dogwood flowers. I've been to Riley so I can see my baby tonight. So I say, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama,
the great sounds of the Ghost River Band on that Red Deer Regional Health Foundation wagon, and all kinds of volunteers with our health foundation as well.
Here we have Central Labs water, soil, and oil field testing, and take a look at the top of that little cruiser. That is a very unique way to showcase exactly what they do.
A traveling laboratory.
Oh, here comes the music. You know the radio stations have arrived. Crazed 101.3 followed by 100.7 Cruise FM.
Oh yeah, look at, they're having fun with Jim there. You get a bunch of hams when you get a whole bunch of radio stations.
Absolutely. It's a bird, it's a plane. Well, actually, it's two bouncy inflatable planes. It's the Red Deer Airport showing up.
Red Deer Airport, reminding us that, of course, you can fly and join on to Air Canada right at the own Red Deer Airport. You don't even have to pay for parking. It's been a real boon to the community to be able to get those in. That looks like a vintage plane on the back of that float.
Here we have the Thunder Country Trampoline and Gymnastics Club, and their theme is fun and fitness, and that certainly seems to be the case with their float here today. Everyone's got big smiles and everyone's showing off their fancy dancy tricks.
They won't have to do extra workouts after they've walked this parade route and
Absolutely
done
not.
cartwheels all along it. They've got their exercise for
I
the
think
day.
that would qualify as cardio for the week. My goodness, take a look at those flips. That is incredible.
And they've also got a decorated float.
Showing off their trampolines at the front. That is absolutely awesome. No one's on the back. Everyone's enjoying doing their backflips in the front.
Oh, we've got some dancers and, of course, the colors. Look at the belt buckle in the front of that one. This is our ATB financial crew.
Oh, it is a belt buckle. That is absolutely awesome. They are certainly showing off their country pride. They are not afraid to show that they are having a great time on this parade. That looks awesome.
And they got a bubble machine. Colored bubbles coming out of the back of that machine.
Well, Diane, you've been to many Westerner Days parades by now. What is your favorite part of every Westerner Days parade?
I like the horses. It's always, I had to ride a horse myself in a parade, and it's always a bit of a challenge, you know, taking a horse into a strange atmosphere like this, but, you know, to see those big horses pulling the wagons and riders, and I think that is a throwback to our 150-year heritage. I'm sure those early parades were mostly horses, you know, and so nice to see that still remaining part of it. Red Deer Advocate brings us a nice decorated happy birthday car.
Oh, and they're at 110 years. Appleway Dental Clinics, creating smiles, changing lives, and we've got a few smaller parade goers as well. That one looks absolutely tuckered out, and they're not even halfway through their performance.
Naturally, they have great smiles. They're from a dental clinic, so. Well, our next float received the Grand Award Honorable Mention, and that's in the professionally decorated category. We've got the AMA, and look at the cartoon. Looks like something off that Cars movie, the way they've got their tow truck all decorated up. Our members are practically family. The AMA. That's definitely a neat float.
Yeah, Red Deer, we love to see you smile. Woo! It's always a good, happy day. We're having a barbecue at Red Deer Orthodontics right after the parade. Join us for free hot dogs. Food, fun, excitement. Big, big smiles. Oh yeah. Come join us for our Red Deer Orthodontics barbecue right after the parade.
Red Deer Orthodontics are killing it with the music, having an absolute blast.
Oh yeah, we see you, Shot
It looks great.
And he is in a saddle. I'm not sure he's on a horse. It's on some kind of a spear-like contraption.
Maxwell Realty following in behind. They've been open since 2003, showing their support for the community with their float. Here we have the Royal Canadian Artillery Band, 35 members in that band. Let's have a listen. on Westerner grounds, but just as cute, if not cuter.
Now, I gather you like rides. You know, that Ferris wheel's a little too scary for me.
The Ferris wheel?
Oh yeah, I'm not a big rides girl. But.
I love the rides. It's almost my favorite part. Not to be outdone by the food, because who doesn't love a good corn dog? But yes, I absolutely love all the rides. And there are going to be a ton of them this year. There's going to be 39 rides at the North American Midway.
Great theme of Canada 150 on the Cooper roofing. They're also having free barbecues. So not only we've got pancake breakfast, we've got free barbecues everywhere we look.
Absolutely. 98.9 Red Deer's Classic Rock, giving us a quick shout out. Look at the pom-poms, they're all. And here we have Eric's Lucky Dogs. It kind of has a vague familiarity to Dumb and Dumber, maybe.
Everyone's a lucky dog at Aaron's, and they've got that all decorated up. They got the Aaron's lucky dog with them.
In the back, saying hi to all the kids.
Now there is a Sunny 94 vehicle. That's a pretty cool looking one.
He's really taking some risks on the back of that thing.
And the old station wagon. Wow. The wood panel.
Oh man. I don't know. If I was deciding which float would win, you know it's going to Cedarwood Veterinary Hospital. I am a sucker for dogs in adorable bandanas. Look,
who let the dogs out? Lots of dogs there.
all different sizes too.
Prairie Office products. Here we go with the Golden Circle, celebrating 40 years, a senior resource center, and those are some pretty active looking seniors offering lots of fun activities as well as education. Whoa, there's a high kicker. She is having fun. She's a pretty lively senior.
Absolutely.
There's
and here
our
we have Real Country 95.5 playing all the country beats. They're coming on out, and you know we've got another cameo. She can't help herself. I do this. We do this. Love you, Di. She had to come and say hi. That's everyone's favorite Susie Birch.
And you know who else we saw there? Mr. Turple. He's helped every year with the parade, and he's logged 1 million miles on that motorcycle, and always great to see him every year. I don't even want to venture a guess as to how old he is, but he is definitely an active senior as well.
Now have a look at these cuties showing up in their costumes. That is absolutely awesome. We've got some cheerleaders. And taking it back to the retro days, they certainly match that car. And here we have Mike's mattress decorated like a troll from the Trolls movie. Here we go. It's a sea of tumbling queens. We've got the Premier Academy for cheerleading. And there's a lot of them. We've got a small army. Look at that. Look at how bendy that lady is. Up high in the sky, right on pavement. You could not pay me to even try it.
We got tumbling and cheerleading. Look at that. That does take some courage. You're right. We've got all ages here, from little youngsters up to teens.
My goodness. And don't be fooled. A lot of hard work and a lot of athleticism goes into that. And hey, I'm still in recovery. The Calgary Stampede showing up. The truly greatest outdoor show on earth. Always a great time.
Just wrapping up with one of their best ever. 1.2 million people plus taking in this year's Calgary Stampede.
What a beautiful display.
A little ponytail girl grown up to be a woman, now she's gone in the blink of an eye. She left the suds in the bucket and the clothes hanging out on the line. Yee-hoo! You guys having fun this morning?
Parkland School celebrating 150 with another of our great decorated vehicles, flags everywhere.
And looks like some homemade posters. Well, you can see the giant bowling pin. It's got to be Heritage Lanes, and what a way to show off. Take a look at those pins at the back, dragging along behind. That is so unique.
Reminding us about the Youth Bowling League and their summer bowling programs. Great way to advertise that. Hey,
You know this is going to be a popular one for the kids, a train. I can just see the kids coming up so excited to have a look.
the Canada 150 train. This is from the Camrose Mirror Lake Express, built by Jeppa Danielson, promoting the town of Camrose. Isn't that a unique float?
I think it worked. I think they have every single kid at this parade saying, I'm going there.
Can you guess how many balloons are on that truck?
I don't even think I can count that high. Uptown parties and balloons, let the party begin. And there's just even more balloons on the way. We have Red Deer Childcare, and wouldn't be childcare without a few kids showing their excitement for the parade. Cartwheels, smiles, balloons, streamers, they've got it all.
Long walk for some of these little youngsters, but at least at this point of the parade, they're still running and having fun.
Oh, take a look. All those kids individually have their posters showing when each province was added to Canada. They've incorporated a bit of an educational experience in there as well. Hey, someone did a great job of drawing in Prince Edward Island. I didn't think I could manage that. Saskatchewan's pretty easy though, a nice rectangle.
Coldwell Banker On Track Realty brings us a playhouse and a candy house. 5 people helped construct that. You know, you think about the hours that go into the construction and cleaning up and the decoration of these vehicles. A late night and an early morning for many of them.
Absolutely, and it's all worth it, showing their community their support for Westerner Days.
Here's another of our towns, Stettler Board of Trade, bringing in their theme, Explore Stettler, a 2D version, historical replica of downtown Stettler.
Stettler also has a train. It's a little bit bigger on the scale, but it's a fantastic family fun way to spend a weekend if you are interested.
Well, Canada's celebrating 150, but it looks like Dance Magic is celebrating a birthday as well.
30 years, and they are not afraid to sing away for us and show off their fantastic costumes. They look like they're having a great time.
Where everyone's a star, certainly colorful, like you mentioned, costumes of all kinds there.
Oh, and it's a favorite for many, collector vehicles, and they're showing up in spades.
Now we've got, with the collector vehicles, we've got a 1949 Ford Anglia, we've got a 1940 Ford truck, we've got some real beauties here. And some of these, I think, that one looks like maybe a 1923.
Atco Pipelines and Liquids has a vintage 1920 Ford A-car with company decals.
Okay, now this one is a 1910 Franklin.
That is absolutely stunning.
That's a beauty.
And following it up, a 1940 Ford, and I can tell you that the horn works.
David Cruikshank driving that, and of course he's got 2 or 3 of these in here. It's great to see him. The Cruikshank family been in Red Deer a long time. And look at that 1940 Ford. That's the hot rod street truck. That's a real hobby for a lot of people, and obviously Dave's one of them. Dave's a great curler. proud heritage in that sport as well.
Here we have the Parkland Regional Safety Committee, and they just wouldn't be doing their jobs if they weren't showing up in high vis, and they are. They've got their hard hats on and they're ready to get to work, making safety a habit.
Now, at 175 members strong, we are having an opportunity to see the Calgary Roundup Band all dressed in blue. Let's hope they play a tune for us as they walk by.
Look at them go. That is a ton of members to keep in straight lines. I'm sure a lot of hard work goes into that.
Yeah, just the sheer coordination of knowing, you know, they've got some moves with a dance type of sequence there, and it takes a lot of figuring things out. Hey, now you asked me my favorite part. What's your favorite part of the parade?
I always look forward to the mini cars, the Shriners. I can't help it. I love when they're zipping, zooming around, and you can tell the kids get extra excited when they show up, and I'm sure they're still on their way. We still have a lot more parade left to get through.
Here is the Curvy Brush Painting Company, one of their service vans, all decorated up.
And we have the Dual Dragons Taekwondo schools, and I'm sure they'll be putting on some displays, showing off their hard work. Family First Chiropractic has 20 clinic staff and family. They all came together to build it, and it's a fun family theme. And they've been in the parade for the last several years, and they're certainly going above and beyond this year with an inflatable spine. Not something you see every day. I wonder where you order that.
Oh, here comes some bones walking by us as well.
The Mustard Seed, it's their second year in the parade and their second year here in Red Deer, taking over from Loaves and Fishes.
Lending a hand up to many in our community. Dedicated volunteers for sure. Hello. Good.
The Mustard Seed has been active in Alberta for over 30 years, serving those experiencing poverty and homelessness. We are so happy to have them in our community.
Now, we saw some big dogs, and boy, this is going to be a long walk for these little dogs. Peekaboo Baby. I think maybe they're with Peekaboo Baby. They got the purple ribbons on.
Well, the mayor caught the ride earlier, but it looks like his float is a few floats behind. We have Sylvan Lake, a town for all seasons.
What a big year it's been for Sylvan Lake with the opening of their new rec center, and we see a lot of the highlights of the tourism part of Sylvan highlighted in this beautiful float.
Absolutely.
Some great welding on that one,
The
I think.
lighthouse. Hey, this looks like a party state in Maine. They look like they're ready to sit down and have a good meal on the patio. And they're doing it Western style.
A hootenanny, I believe they're trying to call that. Looking a little wild and rowdy, I do believe. Now this is the Golden West State in Maine. Got two of them here in town now.
And following it up, a 1970 Chevelle.
Oh, listen to the engine purr in that one.
Well, there's no doubting what that one is. It's a Model T, as classic as they come, 1926. Here's a live local band, Today's End, and they're playing for Mudder's Wash, playing some classic Millennium hits, and they look like they're absolutely rocking out there. The whole family's piling in the 1923 Nash, followed by a 1924 Nash.
And those are touring vehicles brought to us by Red Deer Collision, a Nash Touring, and this one is a 1924 Nash. Those are beauty vehicles. Again, Red Deer Collision fixing up those babies and bringing them to town.
Welcome to Seussville. It's a Dr. Seuss themed decorations for Ashley and Friends Play School. Play School has been around for 20 years in our community.
There's, oh, the Cat in the Hat. We've got all our favorite characters there.
We see thing 1 and thing 2 is right there on the truck. Adorable. Nurse next door following them up. They've been in business for 16 years, but they're relatively new to Red Deer in central Alberta, but we're oh so glad they decided to join us with the parade, and they did not disappoint. Streamers, pom-poms, balloons, they know how to parade, absolutely.
An orange, that's quite a truck. An old Chevy all fixed up with Kia Kubota. They're just outside of town, heading on the Burnt Lake, just across from the Burnt Lake area there. Brand new building, and quite a vehicle they've got as well. Kia Red Deer, also a decorated vehicle. They got bikers and scooter riders.
Followed by Red Deer Mitsubishi. Here we have the Red Deer Doula Association.
The sleeping baby.
Now here's something I don't think I've seen in a parade before, a little bit of fencing.
Promoting, of course, our very own Red Deer Fencing Club. If you ever wanted to learn to fence, we do have a fencing club here in town.
It's one of the great things about being in Red Deer when you want to take up a new hobby or you want your children to get involved in a new hobby. There is certainly no shortage of options for you.
There's a classic fire truck. Well fixed up, celebrating Canada 150 with the Scottsville Auto Group. He's having fun with that horn.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh, it's a fire, it's a fire. Good thing we got the fire truck in front. Doesn't seem too worried about things just yet.
Safety City Red Deer, they've got summer camps and full and half day options. It's totally unique. I remember when I first moved to Red Deer and I drove by it, I needed to ask someone, what is this tiny city within the city? And it's Safety City, giving everyone an opportunity to learn how to stay safe.
Now, what could be more Canadian as we celebrate Canada's 150 than a hockey game? And Big 105 has a hockey game in the streets all the way down the parade here.
These guys have to be exhausted if they've been trying to keep up a game of sticks and pucks while going in a parade. That is impressive, and they're showing up with their Canada jerseys. They look great.
Now, 10 people helped build this theme as they all work together, but also you'll notice the old retro hockey jerseys and the fake teethless people. That's quite a crew of characters there.
Take a look. We've got nuclear-free roller derby. It's boys, it's girls, it's women. They are always looking for new members, and they're always totally excited when people come to just check out what they've got going on there. And boy, they look like they're doing a pretty darn good job on those roller skates, looking pretty comfortable.
Definitely, they can maneuver those and make turns. Roller derby, always a colorful crew. And they're doing a little bumping and shoving too. It wouldn't be a roller derby if they didn't have some of that.
Absolutely not.
Home of Boom and Nuclear Wave Shove-ems. It looks like a couple of the teams that are here in town.
And here we have Co-op. You're at home here with their display.
Big year for the Co-op, of course, with the big new Co-op in the new area of Red Deer opening up. So Co-op always a community supporter.
And here we have, oh, these people look like they are just relaxing at home.
I don't think they're getting much exercise on this parade route, but boy, it is some comfy looking furniture. A patio set.
That's Leon's. I bet the hockey players will be wanting to take a break on that float in a little bit. Rangeland RV and trailer sales showing off their big rigs.
Now, is that clamping or is that glamping if you have a unit like that?
I would classify that as a dream come true because I only have a tent. Take a look at the discipline here. We have Master Rims Taekwondo. It's a team of martial artists performing. Their theme this year is We Are One. And the kids you see on display here, 10 to 21 years old, and they've been in the team for up to 4 years, so this is not their first rodeo.
Great way to learn discipline, and we've got some athletes that Master Rim has guided that have really gone on to do some amazing things. They've got some boards in hand. I wonder if they'll be breaking some of those boards along the parade route.
Nunchucks in the back? That is quite the display.
Some pretty amazing feats they can accomplish. Realty Experts Group brings us a decorated float and wagon and a little music. Welcome to the family. Hope begins with the meal, the Hope Mission. Another of our community players.
It's an inner city mission from Edmonton that started in 1929. Recently in Red Deer, they've just moved in. They're serving 5 public schools, 250 students, and with 150 on the waiting list. Great work they do.
And here's our Girl Guide representatives. Do you think they've got any cookies with them?
Oh, I hope so. That would be a great opportunity.
The 8th Red Deer Company of Girl Guides.
They sure look excited to be in the parade today.
And excited to be Girl Guides. Well, here we have a wonderful antique tractor. Well, we got a couple of our antique tractors.
And they're hauling quite the cruise as well. Representing Pioneer Days, Saturday, August 19th, and Sunday, August 20th. That's in Red Deer.
Now this, of course, Sunnybrook Farm. They've pulling a 1910 grain wagon with 25 children from museum day camps. And their theme, of course, the 150 years of Western farming. And you know, Sunnybrook Farm was established in 1899, donated to the community in 1988, and it tells the story of rural farm life and pioneer history. And that, of course, is really what 150 years in Canada has been all about.
I'll tell you one thing, if you ever want to get a grasp for what Canada 150 really means, all you have to do is go and visit Sunnybrook Farm Museum, because they have machinery and tractors from 150 years ago and far, far, far before then. Definitely something to check out.
Collegiate Sports Medicine bringing some of their athletes that Collegiate keeps together and in shape, walking behind that vehicle. Another, you know, again, fairly new location for them, and they're a busy, supportive business in our city as well.
Here we have the Primary Care Network. Real people, real successes. They have self-referral programs that are now available, and also programs that you'd be referred to through the doctor.
They've got a brand new facility too, a brand new building just kind of down the street from where we're located.
And of course they create the Women's Fun Run.
And all those playgrounds around the community are playgrounds, well, adult playgrounds, so where you can work out and do a little exercise.
I would not classify an outdoor gym as a playground.
Oh, come on.
It's not my kind of playground.
You have to think of workout as play, and
Yeah.
then it's a lot more easy to take.
2017 is Red Deer Recovery Day's 4th year advocating and providing information about recovery from addiction in our community, taking the focus from addiction to recovery and challenging societal stigma. Great float they have set up and tons of kids in the back ready to give us a wave. Some great messages on that float.
Knox Presbyterian Church now with this great float. And their pastor serving the community in Red Deer since 1898. That is a proud heritage. And look, they've even got their stained glass windows in their float. Make Knox home is their theme.
We have a Red Deer Pro-Life, and my favorites are on the way. Here they come. The Al Azhar Shriners.
The mini cars and their coordinated drive.
Those cars are something else. They must look forward to that all year long. I know I would.
Oh, look, we've even got some mini Shriners buses.
Oh!
I don't know how they fit in those.
Oh, almost getting run over. And here comes the coaches. Looks like a cozy ride.
I can't believe how tight they can turn those big coaches. Oh, the driver's in the middle. I was wondering where the driver was.
Their quoting is, "They drive so children can walk," and that is exactly what they do. Many Shriners hospitals here in Canada helping out so many kids across Canada.
That is the Tin Lizzie Corps from Calgary and Red Deer. And a shiny looking old Chev truck. It's kind of an old new modified Chev truck in the front of that one.
Oh, hey, here we go. The Country Pride dancers. Showing off their moves, they know how to do it. Take a look at that.
We've got all sorts of sponsors on this, the Red Deer Arts Council, PV Mart, Weeze Western Wear, all working together on this wagon.
It looks like all ages up on that float.
And that's a big
Tapping
wagon
their toes.
too, yeah.
Absolutely, that's a big crew.
Say it isn't so. That can't signal towards the end of the parade, can we? But boy, we do have quite a crew of our emergency services facilities and vehicles. We've got the county fire department. We've got boats. Protective Services, Red Deer County.
We're all safe. Sparky's here. He's keeping an eye on the crowds, keeping an eye on the parade, making sure everyone is keeping fire safety in the back of their minds. Check this out, emergency management. We've got a mascot up on that big boat.
And I'm sure they will put that to good use should they ever need it. That looks like it's pretty handy on the Red Deer River or any body of water where they might have to do a rescue. Ambulance, fire trucks.
You know, with this year's windstorm that Red Deer faced, that these guys were busy. They were definitely busy, and we certainly appreciate all that they did for our community during that tough time.
You know, it's a sound you never want to hear, but you're always glad to know that we've got those kind of resources at our fingertips if you just dial 911.
And one more fancy car, the Royal Canadian Legion, ends our wraps up our 2017 Westerner Days Parade. And what a parade it was, Dianne.
You know, we have a very dedicated parade committee with volunteers that help organize it throughout the year, but I think it's really wonderful to see the amount of businesses and families that really take part and enjoy the parade. And I'm sure they have just as much fun being in the parade as we've had watching it, and as all the people in the streets of Red Deer has had watching it as well.
It really is a great way to kick off Westerner Days. Be sure to get out in your community and enjoy everything that you have to offer. On behalf of everyone here at Shaw TV, with Dianne and myself, we wish you a safe, happy, and exciting Westerner Days.
Enjoy the Westerner.